It's Monday, and that means we have another episode of Monster Monday in store for you. This year, we are celebrating 5 years of helping these heroes live their best life. 5 years of doing epic. 5 years of making sure they have everything they need. Because of you, this is all possible. We thank you for not only tuning in, but we thank you for doing epic and being part of the Monster family. Because of you, all things are possible. I'm Riot, and alongside me is the world famous Misty, and we welcome you to Monster Monday. Yay! Hey everybody, welcome to Monster Monday. It is the 9th of February. I can't believe it's the 9th of February already. Usually winter kind of drags on, and this winter's just been like ass because it's been so cold and crappy here. We've got like legit winter going on, and it just sucks. I'm not used to it. I've gotten soft, I guess, because I was comfortable with the last 10 winters we've had. You know, a little bit of snow, then it gets nice. This has literally been cold. The rivers are frozen over. I can't even remember the last time they were froze over. So it just sucks, it's worse here than at your house from what I heard. What's the temperature at your place? Decent?
We got like 36. It was like 42 today. It was a heat wave.
Yeah, what the hell, man? That's just crazy. Like we shouldn't have colder temperatures than you have. Like that's just not right.
You can keep it.
I shouldn't have it. So, hello everybody. I see some comments popping through Dylan's got going. So, I've been a little out of the loop this weekend. Nice job, Dylan. I'm a chromosome off, I think. I'm a Chromie homie, a OnePlus Chromie homie. I was working on my phone and having some problems with storage, and one of the solutions was to reset your phone back to factory and then put your stuff back on. No big deal. I got my stuff, on Apple or on iCloud, so no big deal. I'm like, I'll do that. So I wipe my phone. There's a section that asks you to pick, do you want to wipe this eSIM and this? I'm like, well, I said to wipe everything, so I wiped everything. Oh, you're not supposed to wipe the eSIM. So I reinstalled everything onto my phone. Everything goes back onto my phone, except it's no longer a phone of yours. Now I just have a piece of Apple equipment, but that's it. I had my apps up back on it. So I go to Verizon today, and he's like, yeah, we're getting all kinds of people because I guess that's something new, but I just had to laugh. So I didn't have a phone for a hot minute, but I did kind of laugh a little bit because it was kind of nice. So, it was all good. I didn't really, it's like all day yesterday and half of today I did not have a phone. So it didn't keep me from getting called. Yeah, it didn't keep me from getting called a racist and everything else because I was using my computer to tell people I didn't like the Super Bowl halftime show, but evidently like that makes you racist. And I don't know. I just kind of laugh at that shit because I don't know Spanish. I hate the music. I thought the guy was a dork and I thought it was awful. So like whatever, but there's a lot of shit I don't like that like all of a sudden because I don't like that, then I must be racist, and I was told to go hang out with my white friends.
Well,
I thought that was pretty good. So not to bring politics into it, but I did think that was kind of funny. It did make me laugh. So hey Pat, I saw you're up in Boston. Nice job up there. Pat Cornell was up at Boston promoting some rare disease work. So his riding for myotonic dystrophy continues. And I didn't have that in mind, but I will say that Pat's ride is over with as far as his world record end of it, but he's still riding, and he's got a calendar year, which is May 1st, that he's trying to rack as many miles as he can in a calendar year. And it's looking like he's going to hit 200,000 miles riding for a rare disease. And that's exactly what we do here is work for a rare disease. We're at one end of the muscular dystrophy. He's at another. And so, but they're both rare forms. They're both ass shitty and just terrible diseases. So anytime somebody does that, I like to give them some props. And to push 200,000 miles in a calendar year in 12 months, I did 100,000. Yeah, he's at 171K right now.
Whoa.
I did 100,000 in a year, and I almost sold my motorcycle and thought I'm going to riding quads and walking to get my mail, and that's it. I don't know what I ended up at 105, 104, whatever it was. It was just a job to get that done at the end of 100,000. So I can relate to that, and I'm just astonished to keep going because once my brain says finish line, we're here, we're done. That's it. Like the Hokahay ends. I don't want to ride anymore. That's it. He ended and then got going again to keep the miles going. And I don't know. God bless you. I hope that you get to your 200,000, and then I hope you just ride in a motorhome around the country for a year, showing off a bike that has 200,000 miles and 171,000. Like, I don't think that's getting enough credit. People are not talking enough about that
No.
Indian motorcycle is held up to 171,000 miles with very little being done to it. You know, your basic shit and a couple minor little things. That's it. But that motor has not imploded on itself, and I think that's pretty badass. I don't know. You know, I'm not an expert at it. I don't work for one or the other. I'm not endorsed by one or the other as far as Indians or Harleys go, but that's just a lot of miles. And I know some people put those kind of miles on some gold wings and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just pretty impressed with everything Pat's got going on. So I'll move on from that. But congratulations at 171,000. Doing your work for the myotonic community is awesome because anybody with a rare disease is very happy to have somebody like that in your corner. And I think that it sucks that you it sucks that you have family that has that, but the community is very fortunate that you do. So if that makes sense, it's like it's a curse to you to have family that has that, and a blessing to the other families that somebody like you had a connection to it and got rolling with it. So, congratulations. And I don't know what Hopper said about me riding a bike, but I think it's got yeah. Yeah, exactly. When I'm on them, they don't hold together so well. I don't know what's going on with that. Speaking of which, my bike, I got great news about that last week. A big shout out to Viking Land Harley Davidson in Minnesota, Frosty's dealership. I dropped that off when I was back for Christmas. My warranty was flagged. My warranty was subsequently denied for my motor that needs a lot of serious work, and it was denied. I was fighting on the back end with Harley about getting the warranty covered, and Viking Land, whatever magic they do, they got a little wand, I guess, and they wave it. I don't know what they do, but Jason over there in the service department called me last week and said, I've been working with the warranty department and your bike is covered. So that was great news. I was doing cartwheels at home because I don't want to spend money on it. It costs enough money to ride a motorcycle, let alone fix the motor. So I was pretty happy about that. So thank you to those guys. I'm super happy they're getting it fixed. Now, as long as my fingers are crossed that there's no delays with parts being on back order or anything like that. I think this is a good time of year to have your crap down. Not everybody else is breaking their stuff. So that part I'm pretty excited about. So good news on that front. I like good news when it comes to motorcycles. And that I got that news with motorcycles. This is a fun week for motorcycles. I got that news. And Babe the Blue Bike showed up. So it didn't actually show up. They told me it was going to be here, and then they were a little delayed on their getting it. And I said, I need that bike today or tomorrow. This was last week. I said, I need it. So it was at a hub in Pennsylvania. So I went for a drive and went over and got it to a shop, and they're doing some things to it. I ran into a friend of mine who owns a company that ceramic coats and got to talking to him, and he's donating a ceramic coat to it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's an expensive process that they have. So it's like a $1,500 ceramic coating that bike is going to have on it. So just add another cool thing that's going on that bike. It's going to be pretty awesome. And the whole thing's getting ready for, bike week. Bring it down to bike week, and there it's going to get all dressed up with all kinds of cool stuff. So when people start seeing it, it's going to have a custom seat on it, a Legend suspension, all kinds of fun stuff. Denali lights, the Vision X lighting, some exhaust. The bars, they did change on the bike, so I think I'm going to leave those the same, because I don't know if anybody's familiar with road glides, but the 25s, they have different bars on them than my bike had. So that was pretty cool, but I'm pretty excited about that. So that was awesome. So that bike is in, and I know it'll be at bike week. Now I do not have to sweat it not coming in, because I was really nervous about not having the bike, because I have to go to Monster Day. We leave for this Sunday. I leave for Texas to get to Monster Day in time. So from there, I'm going to bike week. So I had to have that bike before I left. So it's just a busy time, busy time, but that's awesome. And I love being busy. It's our 5-year anniversary, so it's good to be busy. That means we've grown and we got a lot of stuff going on. And with that, the Fancy 5 is set for October 10th. I've been holding off on everything, but I don't have to hold off anymore, because it's all set. We have the kids all dialed in with their rooms, so we have everything set. This is going to go online right now, or right after the show. I'll put it up. I'll post it for people to see. But just so everybody knows, the hotel information is on here. You just tell me with Mile Monsters. We have a block of rooms off of it, but there's a ton of hotels, and I talked to a lot of them. So if somebody doesn't want to stay here, you don't like this one, you want one more budget friendly, one that's more bougie, this is like the middle of the road, and this is a nice hotel that fit what I needed for our heroes. So that's why the heroes will be staying here, and a few of us monsters are going to be staying there. But it's the Riverwalk in San Antonio is a tight area. You don't have to worry about, oh, if I stay at the Holiday Inn, is that going to be here? They're all within a quarter mile of each other. So, I mean, it's literally a 5-minute walk from the one end to the other. So don't feel that, oh, I didn't get a room at the host hotel. I didn't even reserve that many rooms. So don't sweat it. If you don't panic. Stay anywhere you want. They're all about the same price, even with the block. There's not a big stretch of what things cost. So don't sweat it. But as you see, the tickets are $50 a person to help us cover some costs of this thing that we've had to fork out. And the place seats, that's a good thing, what I should have had. But there is a cap on how many seats there are going to be. So I want to say it was 200. So I don't know if it'll be over 200, but that's about, we're going to be pushing the max of what's available. I think it was 200, but don't quote me on that. Could be wrong. But we got stuff going on. I'm going to get there Wednesday at the latest, but we have things going on Thursday and Friday. We're going to have a 24-hour rally to the party. So a 24-hour rally, this is going to be all on you. You can do it in a car. You can do it on foot. You can do it on a motorcycle. However you get there, you can participate in this rally. And the rally is going to get you another shot at being a finalist for the bike. So I would jump on, join up for the rally when the time comes. And it's a 24-hour rally. It's self-starting. So when you turn in something, then your clock starts then. So it's no big deal. This is for fun. This isn't the Iron Butt Rally, that is going to be denied. You got a corner of your picture missing, whatever. This is for fun. Give people a taste of rallying. If you come in a car, want to make some stops, come on a plane. They're going to have things from airports. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff. So no matter how you're getting here, you can get a couple things in the rally. So, and when I say it's rally time, that's where we go and we take a flag or whatever we use and you get a picture with it. I want to make sure Misty understands that this isn't her kind of rally. She just shows up all drunk because she's a Sturgis Daytona rally kind of gal. And when I say we're having a 24-hour rally, she's going to be like, oh, yay, I'm going to drink and get crazy for 24 hours. So I want to be clear that this is a rally where we're going to chase things down and get pictures, not a Sturgis kind of rally. So you got that, Misty?
I got it.
All right, Dylan, can you keep her in check for 24 hours? That's about it, dude. So who knows? We'll see if what that happens, but we'll have to be clear on that because there's a bunch of bikers, including myself, before I got in this long distance riding world. I didn't even realize that rallying was anything other than drink yourself to near death and then go home and go back to work. So that's something new to me. So I do dig it. So it's all good. But that's the plan. A lot more details coming to this, coming for this. But that's where we're at with it for now. So go on the website, get your tickets, do whatever, but get it and get in on it. And the families, our heroes, don't worry about that. We'll get your tickets, no problem. We'll get you secured, and it's all good. So that's that. So I'm excited for our Fancy 5, and
I am.
it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you could see on the flyer, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's the Fancy 5, but it's the Fancy-ish. And underneath that, when it's online, you're going to be able to read what it says there, because what it says under the ish is by Riot standards. So this is a Fancy 5, meaning your fancy, what my idea of fancy, and my idea of fancy is you dress up with whatever makes you feel dressed up, whatever that is. If you're a tux kind of guy, then get a tux. If you're a fancy dress kind of gal, get a fancy dress. If you want to dress Texas, this is Texas. The Fancy 5, cowboy hats, those kind of things are encouraged. That kind of stuff. But we're going to talk about this a lot more. But don't feel like you need to rent a tux. The idea was that we didn't want to have anybody not come because they were like, well, I don't want to rent a tux. I don't want to. That's not my jam, whatever. If your jam is blue jeans and a button-up shirt, hey, man, then come like that. Don't think that you're going to be alone either. There could be plenty of people that's fancy, So if that's your idea of fancy, that's what we're after. So your fancy is totally up to you. So that's kind of where it's at. But the Fancy 5 is going to be a great party. It's 5 years of epic events we've done, and we should have an epic party. And I feel like we're gonna. So while everybody's rallying to the party, we're going to have the kids already there. There's all kinds of fun stuff we're going to do with them. And then Friday night, we're going to have a little event at a bar, crown some people that did some good on the rally in, and welcome everybody to San Antonio. And then San Antonio, October 10th, at the River Walk. Oh, excuse me. And then on Saturday, we're going to go for a ride at noon, and then take a organized ride with all the heroes like we've done the last few years, and enjoy the ride, and then come back and get ready and go to the thing and be all good. So so it'll be a fun ride, and then go back and have time to go shower, get cleaned up for the bash, and be down there by 6 o'clock. It's from 6 to 11 because Texas has we're going to organize some sidecars to come, Nicole, so we'll be good. And Texas has crazy laws. When people ask why we're having it from 6 to 11, Texas has a law about liquor licenses. They have a liquor license for 11 p.m. and one for a late night. So I never knew this until I was organizing this. So, and this place, most restaurants don't have the late night liquor license because they cost way more and they tax you way heavier. So that's why it ends at 11. But if you want to whoop it up after that, there's plenty of bars in the River Walk that people that want to go to will go to. So don't sweat that at all. So we'll be all good. So that's what I got for that. So moving on from there, I have notes on the side here, and I'm not following any of it, man. My brain is just all over the place. So it's all good. Yeah, I'm excited because this weekend I'm getting ready for Monster Day. But Thule, the one who runs their birthday coins, if you know Thule, she's coming out to New York City with her daughter, Addie. And Addie, I love her. Been a big fan of hers for years, watching her grow up. And she got me turned on to Hamilton, the musical. And then I fell in love with the musical, and I was like, I got to see this. So of course, Addie's beyond hysterical about Hamilton. So I got us tickets, and they're flying out, and we're gonna have a weekend of Go America. Wednesday we're gonna, or Friday we're gonna go to see the Liberty Bell in Philly and check out some cool sites there. Saturday we're heading to the city, New York City, to check out some stuff there, and then we're going to Hamilton. So just bragging about my weekend because it's gonna be super cool. I got another mega monster coming out with her daughter, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's gonna be super fun. So that's what I got rolling. You got anything fun coming up for you in personal life?
Oh, personal life. My son's birthday's tomorrow.
Awesome. How old's he?
He'll be 24.
24. That's the same age as my son. I didn't realize they were the same age. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
They grow up so damn fast, man. I picture my kid like 8 years old. Like, when I want to tell him things, I still, in my mind, I see this little, kid who, needs help tying his shoes and coaching him in all these sports. And, I look at him and he's, my size, he's bigger than me and about my height, but I ain't messing with him. That's for sure. Not without a taser, a bat, brass knuckles or something. I'm not taking him fighting fair. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
So it's a good thing. I'm really glad that we get along, because if we had any father-son issues, I'd be shut up for Monster Monday black eyes if I mess with that dude, because in my mind he's 10 and I can like grab him by the arm and show him who's boss. But in reality, he just whooped my ass. He just mopped the floor with my head and that'd be it. So that's good. Well, you gonna do anything for his birthday?
He doesn't want to party. He's too old for a party. So
yeah,
I don't know.
No. Take him out to dinner.
Yeah, that's kind of what we thought.
They all eat at that age anyhow. So
oh yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other thing that's been taking up all my time, which I finally got wrapped up, and then we can move on to the hero news here. The only other thing I've been working on is my big Monster America ride next year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been mapping it out, and I finally got it all done. And that's what I'm hoping it looks like when I'm done. I'm going to have 3 different trackers on. I'm working with a tracking company right now because, you connect the letters and you're riding, and I have to ride across the country. So I'm going to try to get it where the tracking stops between the letters and me riding across the country for one version. And then I'll have another version that just shows everything I did nonstop, because, if you look at it like right now, my plan is to leave home, head to the West Coast and do the word mile, go back to the West Coast, do the word monsters, go back to Texas and do ink, ending in Panama City Beach, Florida with the exclamation point. But if that doesn't work with weather-wise when I want to start it, because I'm thinking Glacier, that area might not be open and it might be pretty rough way up north, I might have to do monsters first, then go back and do mile, then drop down and do ink. So that's going to be a game time, see what kind of spring we have. But so who knows? I really want to do it mile, then monsters, then ink, and that order. It's gonna, either way, roughly it's about 34,000 miles right now that I got figured out. So this is the longest ride I've ever done, hands down the longest ride. And I've never done a ride, and there are some highways in here, but this is mainly not all back roads, but kind of like the Hokahee runs, where it's not all back roads, but county roads, that kind of thing. There are some interstates, like I'm starting out because I hate California. So like I'm starting out on I-5 on Monsters, leaving Turbo's house and going straight north and getting off the highway. So that one's starting off interstate, but the rest of it is not a ton of interstate. So this is going to be the longest ride I've ever attempted where you have to follow a route. Because if I was just riding 35,000 miles, I'd just go and do that. And I think that'd be hard enough, to avoid things. But this is like following. It's like doing 3 Hokahees, all stacked up. So I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes. See if I can get my body in shape for it, and then be able to follow the directions. And I'm going to do it just like the people in the Hokahee do it. I have turn-by-turn directions all mapped out, ready to go. But I'll have a GPS on there that I can look and use as a map. So it'll be much easier. So it'll be fun. And it's going to be a great time. and I got a bunch of stops. I'm going to try to hit the heroes, all the heroes' houses, the 5 that we have here in the States. I'm going to try to stop at their house. I'm just not going to make any promises because I could be going through there in the middle of the night. I just don't know where I'm going to be. The only one I know for sure would be Turbo, because I'm starting that M in Irvine, and I know I can time that I'm going to be there the night before or whatever. Probably the night before, and then I'll sleep. But we're going to have a bunch of fun stuff. We're going to have a contest. Anybody who donates to this, we're going to have some drawings. But before it starts, I have 7 questions you have to answer when you sign up to donate. And we're going to see who gets those the closest to getting them right. So just some fun stuff to make it fun. People kind of keep up. But one of them is how many nights I'm going to sleep inside, because my plan is to treat this like a Hoka. Like, I'm going to sleep next to the bike, but I'm not making any promises because I have a plan, but I don't want to get too in depth. But I'm going to try to stay outside as much as possible. But if I get caught in a snowstorm or something like that and I get a hotel, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that either. And I do plan to stop and get a night inside and wash clothes and, do all that kind of crap. But anyhow, so that's the ride. That's what I got shaken for my spring. And I laugh because this is 34,000 and I have to get home. So roughly 35,000 for me from the time I leave home till the time I get back home. And yeah, I know how to get in it. I'll definitely be staying at the goat's house because he is at the end of the I, down where the bottom of the N and the I, that's the goat's house. So I'm going to end that I at his house. I'm hoping whenever that is, I'll just stay there for the night and just walk in and wake the goat up and be like, "Hey man, move over. We're having a sleepover tonight because I've been on the road." And he gives me a hard time for how much I smell, so that'd be pretty funny too. Because by the time I get to the eye, if I've been in a hurry and I haven't showered in a month, it's going to be pretty ripe. So that'd be pretty good. But we're gonna have some fun stuff, and I'm really looking forward to it because this is gonna, with all the stops, the heroes' houses that we're gonna try to hit, and showing people America. I want to show everybody across America our heroes. So I want to stop. I'm going to have a banner. I'm going to have some fun stuff going on, but all the cool stops, I have a list of them. I think this map has some X's on it, but there's a whole bunch of things I'm going to stop. The Grand Canyon. That's why the O, let's see, is it the O? Yeah, the O is going to be a little wonky because I'm going to go up to the Grand Canyon and there's no roads to go around it. So it's a little funky, but the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, Arlington National Cemetery, Boston, Lake Placid is one, but I have like 10 or 15. I didn't even count them, but 10 or 15 places. I'm going to stop and see everything. And this route is taking a lot of work because to tie all that in, there's a lot of ways you can make an M in those 2 states. But to hit it where I hit the things I want to see, the salt flats, it's just a funky way of doing it. But there's a method to my craziness. And when we get rolling on it, we'll see if my method to my craziness pans out or not. But that's why the I in miles where it is, because I had to go through Mount Rushmore. It was much easier and faster route if I moved that I to the left a little bit, but it didn't work. I'm just going down the center of things and just wasn't going to jive. And the E, I had to move the E around because I'm like, I am not riding 35,000 miles in this country and not seeing my kids on this ride. So one of the E's didn't have me going through Minneapolis. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm doing a ride and not going to see my daughter who lives outside of Minneapolis on this ride. And there's things like that. There's some family stuff I want to see. But the rest of it is all America. It's America's 250th birthday. It's our 5-year anniversary. I submitted this to the Guinness Book of World Records as a world record ride. They have not accepted it. I don't know if they will or not. There's a lot of criteria to it, and it has to be something that somebody else can beat. So I don't know. We'll see what they say. But if it gets accepted, it'll be a world record ride. If it's not, it'll be a world record ride. Just I won't be in a book. So either way, it's something nobody's ever done, and it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've thought about this for a few years, and our 5-year, I think it's gonna be really cool. Mile Monsters, literally putting Mile Monsters on the map. So pretty excited about it. So that's that. Took too long. I jammered on, so I'll let you get to the news, and I'm gonna skip everything else I had. So we're all good.
You don't have to skip it.
No, I'll just chime in. I'm chiming in. I want to stick at a half hour. I'm already past that, so we're all
Oh,
good. I'll
okay.
let you get to the hero news, and we'll blast through that.
Okay. Well, I wanted to bring up Turbo. Turbo had a pretty big weekend. I'm sure a lot of you
Oh, you
saw him.
think?
Yeah. Pretty jealous of Turbo right now, actually. So
I am too. Okay, you can go ahead and tell. I just came to help myself.
yeah. So he had no idea. Robert showed up at his house blasting music, and he thought, "What the heck?" And then Robert yelled to him, "Are you ready to go see Jay Leno?" And he's like, "What?" He had no idea. So yeah, he was pretty stoked about that. And they ended up going to Glendale Harley, where Turbo was an honorary Hog member as well. So they, treated him like royalty there and gave him a big gift card, and he got to go on a shopping spree, and he had a pretty good day. That itself, was pretty amazing. He got to hang out with Robert and do that. Well, then they headed 3 hours to Jay's garage. Jay pulls up in a brand new GT Mustang and asks him if he wants to race. And Turbo was,
Nice.
pretty stoked about that. So, yeah.
That's so awesome, man.
I know.
And I gotta give a big thank you. I would love to be the one that takes all the credit for organizing such an epic thing. But Brian Ridgway, I don't know if he's on here or not,
I
but
didn't see
Brian,
him, maybe.
Brian, if you're on here, and if you're not on here, I want everybody to know that Brian Ridgway was 100% behind this. What I did was connected the dots. That was it. He drew out the map. He did all the cool stuff. All I did was be like, yes, Turbo can go. Yes, he's available on those days, that time. And then I connected him with Nicole. And that was the end of really what we did. But it was an amazing setup because, as you know, Turbo got ill when they were out there during the Gene Simmons thing at the dealership.
Yeah.
So Brian really stepped up, and with the owner of the Harley Davidson, they stepped up and gave Turbo another shot at getting to meet Jay Leno. And Jay is, I always loved Jay Leno when he had a show, and I know it's long before Turbo's time, but to me, I would have loved to have been on that journey with him to see his garage. He's known for the cool cars he has there, and it's kind of lost on me a little bit, but it's really epic that he got to hang with Jay Leno. So Brian, I can't thank you enough for helping these heroes live their best life, because that is hitting a home run, man. And I greatly appreciate everything you did for these kids. It was super awesome.
Yeah, it was. He also, I forgot to mention that, he had chili fries and all that before. So that was like a day in itself, his chili fries and, and the gift card and all that. Then, they went to Jay Leno's. He also, Jay signed a couple of his Matchbox cars. And it was just incredible how he spent the time with him. It was just
crazy. It looked awesome, man. It looked awesome. It made everything so cool. And I've said it 1,000 times. Those are the things that make everything we do so worthwhile. It's like, 6 Dr. Peppers. Now it's just like Forrest Gump. But everything we do with all of everybody watching, everybody has anything to do with Mile Monsters, is like, that's what makes it so worth it. The things that these kids get to do, and it's just amazing. It's all a connection of monsters that make this happen. And it's just so awesome. I just love it. So thank you to everybody involved with that.
That was so incredible. That was
unforgettable
really cool for him. Yeah. So Jackson had a few more days off at school due to more weather. I'm sorry, I can't feel sorry for you, Jackson. I really can't. But
no.
Friday's Valentine's party. I think back to that. Do you remember when you did the Valentine's in school?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm thinking about how many girls he's doing Valentine's for.
Exactly. We'd be my Valentine, the little hearts. You'd take those the ones out for like that special girl that you had the hots
Yep.
for, only get shot down. Like we'd be
Yep.
my Valentine that gives you the hard and no. This
No.
school isn't that small. I can do better.
Poor Jackson. But yeah, that's so fun. Anyway, Alfie's on midterm break, so he's loving that. No school. His new school's still going well. Mom's a little nervous. It's all stairs at the new school, but of course, Alfie, being Alfie, he's doing just
Yeah.
fine. So
Yep, it's
all
pretty
of that's-
tough.
he is. So that's going well. Brody had a good appointment in St. Louis, so that went all well. But I don't know if everyone heard, but he crashed his wheelchair that had the attachment on it. And pretty big crash, actually. Had a big goose egg on his head, got a big black eye. I'd like to see a picture.
That's
of it,
awesome.
actually. It sounds pretty rough and tough. That's a boy for you, but I think he gave mom and dad a pretty big scare, actually.
Job well done, Brody. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to, mom and dad are supposed to have an ulcer by the time you turn 12, 13 years old. They're supposed to be, shitting their pants half the time. So I think it's awesome. So Brody,
Yeah.
I'm glad nothing worse happened, but I'm super glad you ride it like you stole it and we wrecked it. Keeping safety third is a good go-to. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry,
Kylie's like, hey, just we're right. Be quiet. I just got muted. I just got muted out in Kansas.
I think you did. Screen went dead. And he's super excited to head to Texas. So he's counting the time.
I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. We're getting all ready for that. So it's going to be a great time.
So
glad they could make the switch and have it work.
Yeah. He's pretty excited, not knowing about everything about that either. So Gavin has a 4-day weekend coming up, so he's pretty excited about that. And the boys are, stoked. So, and of course, he's got his school day coming up with that. So that'll be a good time for him.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We have a whole list of people. I got my list. It's going to be a lot of people there. So that's really cool. So
that's awesome. So
pretty exciting.
Just wanted to mention day 40 for Street Cred and Mission 777.
That's awesome. The Mission 777. I just want to hit on that real quick because I got their bracelets, and of course I don't have one in front of me, but I'm going to be mailing those out to the two guys walking. It's just some bracelets for them to hand out. But just so everybody's clear, they are walking 7 miles a day. It doesn't matter what the weather is. Those two guys, Dooley and Ironman, are walking 7 miles or running 7 miles every single day. Making time to do that is pretty impressive. And it's a virtual, they're walking all over the place, but it's a virtual walk from my house to Turbo's. So that's pretty cool. And when I do that from my house to Irvine, you'll be able to watch my tracker and see how long it takes me while I'm doing 95 miles an hour. So, and that's how far those guys are walking over the course of a year. So pretty badass. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Anything else?
Honor Roll is rolling along.
Perfect.
2. So.
Oh, awesome. And if anybody wants to check out any of the rides we have to get awards for, you check out the website, go to our Facebook group, Monster Miles, check it out. There's all kinds of rides you can do, easy stuff, hard stuff, insane stuff, epic things, like whatever it is, there's something for everybody on there. So check it out. All that stuff goes to help Alfie and Jack get to the States. So it's money well spent, and we're helping some heroes live their best life.
Awesome.
That's it. Sorry, Dylan, I went over a little bit. 9 minutes. My bad. Everything else must be good though. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Next week I will be on the road, so I'll do my best to make that work. Let's see. Yeah, it's the 16th. I will be driving for sure, heading to Monster Day. And then be sure to tune in on the 20th of February. We'll have a couple live things going on. We can't do it live from the school because of kids, and you can't just put kids online. So we can't do that. But once we get it edited down, we'll do some live videos from it at some point. but then we'll put a video up once we get it edited up of who can be shown to the world and who can't and that kind of thing. So that's why we don't do a live. Everybody always asks us why we don't do the live Monster Mondays or Monster Day. And that's because of the kids. You know, not all kids have it nice at home life, and you want to make sure we're not doing anything to jeopardize that. So that's that. And yes, one thing I did see, one thing I just got to add one simple thing quick. We put a help email out. So if anybody has any questions for Mile Monsters at all, no matter what it is, any subject, whatever, help@milemonstersinc.com. Put your question, email it. The reason we went for that is because we've gotten so big and so much going on. There's a lot of questions. That's no problem at all. But like personally, I like to deal with that stuff at night. I sleep funny hours. Sometimes I get up at 3 a.m. You don't want me texting you or calling you, and that way it helps it where it doesn't get lost. People send me things in Messenger. I don't look at Messenger very often at all. And then I'll glance at it, but then I don't do anything with it. The emails, I can flag them. We can keep it more organized. My brain's way too broken to try to organize texting, emails, phone calls, Messenger, message on Facebook. Like I can barely organize a trip to go get my mail and dinner ready. So I need all the help I can get. So that's why it's called help. But that's that. Everybody have a great night. Have a great week. I can't wait. I'll be in New York City, so watch for some stuff on that. Addie and I are going to have a great time at Hamilton. So I don't care if I'm childish or people think that's crazy to go to New York City. I think it's awesome, and I'm going to go live it up. So with that, you got anything else, Misty?
I don't.
Nope. I can't wait for Bike Week. See everybody later. Peace.
Have a good week.